One of the things I've discovered is that y'all want some more metaphysical things on this channel. So we're going to start this month and see how you like it. Hello, welcome to Tea Time and a fresh month in the month of March 2023. We're going to try something new this month, and I'm going to do an energy update for our business community. I've been paying attention to all the things that you've been telling me. I get lots of messages every week in a lot of different places, including here through YouTube. And one of the things I've discovered is that y'all want some more metaphysical things on this channel. So we're going to start this month and see how you like it. Please do hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell for the notifications, and leave me comments about what you like when it comes to getting these energy updates that are specifically for business. Now, if you're looking for things like love and relationships, totally understanding that. But since I serve a business population, I'm going to keep this energy update specifically around how we navigate being leaders in our field, being entrepreneurs. And I think it's really important that we have a space on the interwebs that's just for us. I love my relationship readings too out there, but there's a lot of them. And what I've discovered is that there just isn't really enough of these business readings. And since I provide these often private paid spaces in Sensible Woo, I thought, you know what, let's bring some of it to the YouTube channel so that you can get a feeling for what it's like to be supported in this way. I know my clients love it when they do that with me, so I'm hoping that you'll love it too. I have some themes for us this month, and I think you're really going to like them. How do I find my themes? I find them because I do a lot of readings every month. The people who are in my 12-month incubator program, they get a reading with me each month. And I also have people who book individual appointments with me. They've been reading clients for a very long time. Through supporting people all day, every day in a variety of businesses, I see a lot of intuitive patterns and a lot of information comes to me on the regular. I also have a personal channeling practice. And so I'm just kind of always tapping into that energy that's around us because I have the practice and the skill and the ability, and it's just something that I naturally do all the time. Channeling is a very personal thing. It's something that feels different per person. I actually find that most everybody around us, everybody's constantly channeling. It's just a matter of learning to recognize that you are channeling and when you are receiving true intuitive messages and when you are removing your ego from the situation or your expectations from the situation so that you can get the clear messages in. A lot of times it's a little bit cloudy for most people, and honestly, it just takes a little bit of practice and a lot of self-awareness, which is something that we work on around here. Hopefully, you will start to notice that you've also tapped into a lot of the same collective energy notes, and that my videos can be a confirmation for you. So with that, let's get into the themes. One of the biggest themes that I have noticed so far for the first quarter of 2023 is a note around the human body. Whether you like it or not, we're in a human flesh suit right now, and you are having a very human experience. I love my super woo-woo metaphysical people, and I think one of the hard things right now is recognizing that the world is asking us to drop fully into our bodies and be completely here. That means being fully aware, being totally sober. It even means being present with aches and pains. What we are digging into is somatics, and somatics is a practice of being aware of your body. Our bodies are going to be increasingly telling us more and more data that we need to know to make actionable decisions so that we can do more things in our business that feel good, that flow easier, that move along faster, and that also help us tap into who are our collaborators. Our bodies are telling us who is at the same juncture in this journey, on this path. And what we want to do is sync up with the people who are at the same place on the path. The first thing is reconnecting with the human experience at this time, reconnecting with the little notes that come to you, starting with self-care. Are you hungry? Do you need to take a shower? Do you need to sleep? Maybe you're experiencing headaches or digestive issues, or you have achy joints, or maybe your body needs strengthening right now. A lot of us need a lot more physical movement and exercise than we're currently getting. And not only that, but when we are doing movement, say taking our daily walks, we're kind of checking out of being with our bodies in that time. What we want to do is not distract ourselves with a super amazing playlist so we can sort of leave our bodies and try to get in our workout, or to disappear so deeply down into podcasts that we're not paying attention to how our muscles are feeling. The goal here is a maturation of the process of being connected with the human experience so that you can learn to exercise a new muscle of the both and existence of the world. Both and, two things existing at the same time, where you can exercise and enjoy that playlist and fall deeply into that podcast and let your mind go where it wants to go. And at the same time, still be firmly anchored in where you are in your body down to the marrow of your bones. Why is this important? Well, somatic awareness is one of these super amazing business skills that's going to become a secret weapon for you, because it's going to allow you to take back your energy, take back control over how your energy is being manipulated by the old systems and the old paradigms that would have you make decisions that don't feel good to you or work in a way that isn't in alignment with how your intuition naturally wants to operate. And the first step in getting there is developing better somatic awareness. Continuing down this path of somatics, the next big theme that has been coming up is something that we hear pretty frequently when we're dealing with empathic healing. And the question is this mine or does it not belong to me? One of the things I'm seeing really heavily is that there is a split happening in the new leaders who are emerging. They are not necessarily the same people who you would expect to be leaders from the old ways that we've been doing things in online entrepreneurship. Having a big following, having a big brand, not equal sign leader. The somatic awareness part is so important because when you are paying attention to your body, you can start to cue into, does this feeling belong to me? Because there is this big gray area that we are living in right now where the new leadership is emerging, and people who've had a big piece of the pie for a very long time, they've had a lot of influence. Well, they still have a lot of influence, and they are starting to emit some fear energy, and they're starting to talk about things in a way that would have the new leadership be held back. And so what you want to do is make sure that you are able to separate your intuitive knowing from their influence so that you can still respect where they've come from, the things that they've taught us all. And you can also then take that and move it into the new age where you will be the leader. How do you know that it's the old paradigm and it's not working for you? You will feel it in your body that this isn't in alignment with your natural expression. Something feels off. You might even get actual physical reactions to it, like heartburn. That's been a really big one that's been coming up. Or issues, GI issues, all kinds of digestive problems. Maybe your skin is breaking out. Maybe you're getting sick. There's been all kinds of laryngitis and illness. And one of the most curious things that I've been hearing lately is issues with the feet and ankles. So ask yourself, does this belong to me? And that can be a really great thing to ask yourself as a personal mantra throughout the day as you're interacting with different people and with different learning materials online. And you can start to then use that as an anchor point to tap into that somatic awareness. The reason why that somatic awareness is becoming such a huge theme is because when our nervous systems are dysregulated, we end up in a fight or flight reactionary state. And when we are in a reactionary state, we end up in an all or nothing absolute mindset. A really great question that came through my channeling for this month so far has been, what of this is still useful? What of this has value? And what part of it has expired? Remember, it's not all or nothing. This is a both and situation. We are in a very gray, foggy transition period right now. In my own energetic read, I do feel like that gray, foggy period is going to last pretty much through most of this year of 2023. I feel like we'll start feeling a lot clearer as we get into the Lunar New Year of 2024. But basically, we just don't want to throw everything out just because one part may be old and expired. It's a little more nuanced than all or nothing, good or bad. It's a mixture of things. The metaphor that constantly comes up in my world is usually around gardening and plants. And when you think about a plant, usually there will be parts of it that will die off at certain periods, like maybe a branch or some leaves or something, and we'll prune them, we'll trim them off. But we don't yank the whole plant out with healthy roots and everything and toss the whole thing out just because one branch dried up or died off for any number of reasons. In this month's readings, my guides have been giving a lot of advice to my clients when I'm reading that it's a really good idea to think of yourself in terms of a plant. It has been coming up in so many readings. It's not a coincidence. And so if this metaphor is resonating with you, I encourage you to anchor in on it. Think of yourself as a plant. If you do a daily meditation and you feel yourself as a plant with roots, you can imagine your roots going down through your feet into the earth, which is going to help you feel really grounded. It's going to feel really nice. And then you can start to assess, do I need water today? What's the quality of my soil? Do I need to prune any branches? You start to see it's not all or nothing. And when you can anchor in for yourself in that way, you can then start looking at the other people, places, programs, things around you, different clients, and you can see them like plants as well. And you can start to appreciate the nuance that comes with each of these entities so that you can operate with them with more harmony. And instead of just tossing the whole thing out and creating a lot of extra drama that you don't need right now, you can actually then deal with the actual smaller issues and everything just doesn't feel so huge. It's a little bit more manageable. It's a lot more manageable. And I think that you'll find it helps you move through this period with a bit more ease. This last theme is not the least by a long shot. And what it is it's something that is just starting to grow. You're probably going to hear me talk about it more as we continue to do these energy updates. We're talking about taking action, and not just taking action for action's sake. What this taking action is about is being supported by the collective flow. All roads lead to the same place. There's a lot of love that supports you from your own Akasha, from your own connection to the Akashic records. And what happens is that if you hesitate, if you're tired right now, it's okay. It's totally okay. The collective energy will pick you up and gently move you along, and you'll be with the collective. But if you're feeling intuitively that, no, I want to be the leader here, I am ready to step out in front and try some new things and take charge and move this along with just a little bit more autonomy, then the time is very much supporting us in doing that right now. What this does for you, if you're willing to step out and be more proactive in your decision making, is that it gives you more choice. Sometimes we want more choice. Sometimes we don't care. This is where listening to your body tell you what you want right now is so, so important. It seems very clear when I've been working with clients in this first quarter that the people who want choice are very clear that they want it. And the people who are tired and just kind of need a break are very clear on that as well. I suspect that you watching this video, you already have a pretty clear idea of how you're feeling in this moment. The big lesson, though, from all of our guides to us is that passiveness is also an action. So to say, I want to take a break, I would rather go with the flow as the mass collective moves forward, that is also an action. It is a choice. And so when you think about it that way, that you are actually always making a choice, one of them gets made sooner and gives you a chance to take a break, but one of them gives you a chance to have more options, and it will require just a little bit more energy from you. And if you feel like you've got it, now is so totally the time. One of the really interesting things has been that the planets have been all direct in astrology, and yet I have never seen more people falling apart over the last 4 weeks. It has been fascinating to watch. As an intuitive reader who works with clients in the business space, I can tell you that this was such a clear demonstration of a symptom in which most of us are so accustomed to being in a state of chaos that when the energies clear and give us room to breathe with no chaos, it feels off. And so we start to create more chaos. This concept came up inside of the Bundled Mastermind container through the month of February, so much that those discussions provided the articulation needed for this month's energy update. So it all circles back around to the first theme about somatic awareness. Bring the awareness home to you. We're all collectively together trying to solve for world peace in the world, but the first place is yourself. If you can bring peace to yourself, it will radiate from you. It will help you with your own clients and your own products and your own offers, and you'll discover that you have more of a grounded, rooted footing for the coming couple of months. We're about to hit some fresh retrogrades and spring eclipse season. And I suspect that by the time we get to April, we're going to notice that a lot of people are starting to feel a little bit more like themselves because some of that chaotic energy will be back in the mix. So if you notice that you've been feeling really off for the last 4 weeks, I would encourage you to tap into these physical points of awareness and notice for yourself. Is your heart racing? Are you feeling anxious? Do you have digestive upset? Are you not sleeping? That was another really big symptom that has come up. And it's pretty natural that we feel this way. We have been living through an incredible season of energetic change. It's just simply time to hit a new age of maturation in how we interact with all of these energies. But start with yourself. Reconnect with your human experience. Love your human experience. It's such a beautiful thing that comes through in the individual readings that I do with people every month. How much love there is for you from your spiritual support team. They are really rooting for you. They're full of love and humor. And I hope that this message has transmitted over the airwaves to you just enough so that you can start to grab onto the elements that are really going to help you. And I would love to know now, do these themes resonate with you? How do you feel about them? Have you noticed the same things? Drop me a comment below. Let me know if you've noticed any other themes that have been coming up. The more we share together, the easier it will be to navigate all of these changing energies. If you really like these kinds of energy updates, let me know in the comments as well. I'll keep doing more of them. If you like this and you want to go deeper, there are a lot of ways you can do that with me. You can either book individual readings, or you can also join the 2023 cycle of the incubator, where you get fully supported with your business and you also get one-on-one time with me. It's like a step above one-on-one coaching appointments. We do coach for your business, but I give you space to go fully woo-woo inside of your experience so that you can really stretch your intuitive muscles, get a feeling for them. It takes practice. And that 12-month period gives you a safe space that is fully supported so that you can start to gain mastery in these systems because you are your best system. And these readings always come back to that same refrain that you are your best system. So with that, I will see you here next week. Remember to be sensible, be woo, and most importantly, be you.